What is going on, everyone? We are here with the Drafters Draft. Gonna explain a little bit more. We hopped in. I got Bijan with my first pick. Started a little bit later, but I got Bijan with my first pick, and I'm going to go ahead and grab Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle, feel like he's a great pick. He's just a strong play. Obviously, huge upside if Tyreek gets hurt, but he's should be on like one of the best offenses in the league. Most powerful, I guess, most powerful offenses. So, anyways, drafters is pretty fun. I just started drafting on drafters. It's a lot of fun. I'm probably gonna do like 10 entries into their big championship because there will be overlay. Seems like there's some good guys over there that work at drafters, and it's just like another way to draft. It's different than Underdog and DraftKings, but it still is a fun wrinkle, and it's just a little different. So week 15, week 16, week 17 don't really matter as much because there's no playoff format in this contest. It's all about, weeks 1 through 17. So collectively, you're trying to get a collective amount of points. So, if you can average 12 points per week at tight end, that's kind of what you're looking for instead of, I want this guy that can drop 6 points every week and then drop me 30 in the playoff because the playoffs don't really factor in. So I wouldn't say floor is what matters, but like kind of finding players that maybe will start faster, or if they have insane upside late, they're probably worth it still, like Breece Hall, in my opinion. But I think accumulating as many points as you can early and keeping stride, building an upside of your lineup is good. But if you just go all rookies, like you could do an Underdog, it's a little bit harder to overcome that because you might just be so far behind. So collectively, after 17 weeks, you'll get your points totaled, and winner gets 200,000, and then it goes down from there. So a lot of pretty juicy prizes. There might be overlay in this one. Looks like there may be like 50, 60, maybe 40% overlay, which is unfortunate, but it is something that us best ballers should be taking advantage of. So that's why the main reason I trying this out. And I do actually like the site. It's not bad. Underdog is still on top, of course, but I do really enjoy the site, and it feels pretty good. I like the colors, and it obviously has work to be done, but I do really like what they're doing with it and their ideas. So shout out to drafters for this one. So should be a fun time, and let's do it. Hopefully I can take down. Either way, I'm just gonna definitely try to game theory, and should be a lot of different ways to play. So all right, so we started with Waddle, Robinson. I like Josh Allen, I like Keenan Allen, I like Gibbs a ton here. I'll probably just go with Keenan Allen. Not a fun pick, but a guy that you can expect, if he's healthy, he's getting you like 15 points a game. In Herbert offense, you're going to be more than happy with that. And I don't think super stacking a team is good. It can be good if you really think that team is just going to smash every week. But I honestly prefer to stack up. It's pretty nice to get the Josh Allen, Pollard, Allen, or Diggs, Pollard, Allen. That's a really good start. But I think it's more important to kind of like pick your bets of like who you think the most consistent or best player is on that team, and maybe double stack. I guess it just depends. Like I just don't think super stacking is the way to go in this, because you just concentrating your bet on one team, and obviously that team could smash. But I don't know if you want to take AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, and Hurts in this, because I just don't know if there's enough points distributed, unless you're thinking that Devonta Smith and Hurts and AJ Brown are going for 30 each week. It's just like, I'd rather split up my bets and be like, oh, well, maybe Tyreek Hill goes off a bunch and then Olave goes off a bunch instead of, Devonta and Hurts going off every week. So, I don't think this is solved by any means. I think there's a lot of game theory in this, but I like, one thing is I don't want to play too safe, because I think that kind of caps your upside. Because if you just play too safe, then you're looking at 4 tight ends, 4 quarterbacks, or whatever, and sometimes it could be good if you just punt tight end, but I don't want to play too safe. I feel like I'm just capping my upside big time. So Breece Hall goes, unfortunately. That was a guy that I really like in that range. We got Fields, DJ Moore coming up. It's hard to say. I could play the game here and just see if one of these QBs fall back to me. It's kind of where I'm at here, unless I just want to grab Terry McLaurin. Oof, this is rough. I like Terry McLaurin too. I'll play the game. So we'll see if ideally I can get Herbert or Fields here. No guarantee, but I will say everyone on the left, there's like 3 teams on the left side of the board that already have a quarterback. So hopefully they're not, dying to get a quarterback. None of them have a target unless they grab Mike Williams. Mike Williams is on the other side of the board. So there's no stack partners available. I guess Eckler. So Eckler is the only one that really could get sniped in front of me, which is very possible. But if one of these quarterbacks fall to me, I'll be more than happy. We'll see. I haven't played it like this. I usually grab Herbie earlier, but if I can get one of them, I'll be pretty happy. So not the end of the world because I still like Keenan Allen and DJ Moore as bets in general, but I prefer kind of compounding it a little bit. I feel like Moore is only going to do really good if he has Fields, but doesn't have to be on my team. Elite tight end. I feel like if you go elite tight end, it's probably better to 2 on drafters. But you can make the case for three guys for sure. So let's see. Who's gonna take Najee? Someone's got to take Najee, man. That guy is just falling. I know Dark Sheep. I've seen him before. Fields goes, unfortunately. Really worried about line of scrimmage here. He could easily just grab him up. Hopefully he's not looking for that. Come on. Woo! A sweat for sure, but I will take Justin Herbert. I think he might be my highest owned on this site so far. I always get like quiet when I'm like waiting for my pick. It's weird. I don't know why. I still think DJ Moore's a good bet. Obviously, I prefer to have him with Fields, but I obviously prefer to have Allen with Herbert too. You could make the case for 2 elite quarterback in this. It just feels like cutting off a lot of your potential at the other positions. But that being said, you might just be like, you might have the perfect combo and just be getting 25 points from your quarterback every week. Whereas, if you take 1 elite and 1 other guy, you might not get, that upside every week. So hard to say. I like Herbert a ton on this site. I feel like he has a good floor and a ceiling every week, just with the way they might be passing this year. DJ Moore, I think regardless of what happens with Chicago, he's the safest. To get PPR site, he can get 8 for 50, 7 for 75 and a tutty. I feel like that's a line he's fully capable of. So that's kind of where I'm shooting for. Oh, did not mean to do that. Okay, we're back. Not sure what tight ends are up here. We got Goddard. This is the Goddard and Pitts range. So maybe we're punting tight end. JSN and Walker goes. This is a pretty fun start. Monra, Devontae Adams, Jacob Stevenson, JSN and Walker. That's pretty fun. I like that start from Dark Sheep. Definitely like that start from Dark Sheep. I love Jahan Dotson too. All right, so I think and normally in Best Ball Mania, I'd be grabbing a receiver here, but on this, I'd rather just get more running back upside. I mean, you could go 0 RB, but I feel like it's even more important at times to kind of balance your roster. I mean, not necessarily, like I said, you could fully punt running back and you can just dominate receiver, and then hope to run hot on your running backs. But I feel like kind of getting more balance is better, just because you just need points every week. And if you go too thin, you'll be dead right out of the gate. Sometimes if you leave too much up for chance, you could be sitting there holding the bag for 10, 5 weeks on like Kendre Miller, or I guess Jahmyr Gibbs, for example. Maybe he decides a slow start. In week 5, he starts cooking, and then you just already are 2 behind. So I kind of feel that way about Javonte at times too, but everything seems like he's going to be healthy. I don't know if he'll be full go right out of the gate, but he just seemed healthy. So at this point, I feel like he's a good bet to make. But honestly, I've been taking him all draft season, so I do like him a lot. So right here, I like the tight ends or one of these receivers a ton. All right, here we go. Kyle Pitts is still on the board. Oh, shoot. I'll grab Quentin Johnson and take like a little upside bet later in the season here. Oh. Okay. New song on. I was like, what happened to my music? All right, sorry about that. Yeah, one of my next steps is going to be uploading these all to Spotify. I don't know how many. Like, I'll probably like pick and choose what I want to do just based on like the viewing or the listening experience I feel like this provided, but we'll see. I did a Lendon and Pitts stack on this, but I don't know if I want to do Bijan and Pitts because I feel like they're kind of eating against each other unless you just think that Atlanta is going to be an insane offense. But I guess it's not the worst thing to do, but I think I just prefer it the other way. So hopefully I can get DeAndre Swift here. That would be sick. Like, he's a perfect guy for this because obviously he could be a horrible pick and just be bad all season, right? But if he comes out of the gate swinging, you're gonna just be ecstatic you have DeAndre Swift on your team. But we'll see. He seems like a guy that would fall, but I don't know if he'll get to me. 3 more picks. Looks like one of these guys kind of does need a quarterback, so maybe he goes for Watson. Elijah Moore goes. Maybe he goes for QB. I was smashing Swift here. I really hope I can get a chance at him. I have 2 options I'm happy with here. Damn, bro. DeAndre Swift is an absolute nuke at 90, bro. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I think that's an awesome play. I'm going to grab Tua. So I got my quarterbacks figured out. Tua and Herbert feels like a good stack. So I got Waddle stacked up. I got Williams stacked up. Got QJ stacked up. There's a few guys late I've been looking at for Miami. We got Easy E. Oh, Mimi. We got Easy E. We have free agent. That's interesting. Where's Miami at? Here we go. Shane Mostert, obviously good bets at running back, so I don't mind grabbing either of them. But Eric, seems like Eric or what's his name? Jeez, I'm losing my mind right now. Eric Ezukama or Braxton Berrios seem like the best bet for the wide receiver 3. You'd also grab like either of the tight ends, like Smythe or Higgins. I don't know if he's a tight end on this site though. So now I'm kind of like needing to load up on running back. And the best part about this is like I feel like I could easily just grab a bunch of running backs late. So okay, so Gibson, Herbert gone. I'm probably B-Rob or AJ Dillon. Also love Charbonnet. I'm grabbing Charbonnet. I feel like he's just a guy you're just gonna want. He has a role out of the gate most likely as a pass catcher, and then if Kenneth Walker gets hurt, he's just a monster pick. Same as Kenneth Walker bet last year, and I feel like I want to load up on him everywhere I can, especially in PPR. B-Rob seems like he might be becoming more of a pass catcher, but I'm gonna rather hang my hat on the guy that I know is most likely going to be the pass catcher like out of the gate. So. But yeah, the late tight end build is extremely viable. One of our dark sheep's going to figure out his quarterback position. Looking forward to this, honestly. All right. Coming up on the clock. And I might get gifted a B-Rob or a tank. I might be getting a little more. I think Tank's gonna keep going up, so I'm just gonna grab him. I think he's been looking really good, and I honestly don't like Tank Baby that much, like because I really do believe in Travis Etienne, but I mean honestly, it just seems like they really want to use Tank. So I mean, Etienne could easily just like dust him, but I feel like Tank is carving a role for himself. And obviously, if Etienne gets hurt, then he's obviously gonna play a bunch. But I just feel like Tank is clearly carving a role for himself, and I don't really want to be on one side of the coin. I feel like I've been drafting both of them a ton though, so I definitely don't have like a hard stand on one or the other, thankfully. So. Okay. Unfortunately, Brian Robinson and Dylan Duco. I was like, there was like 2 picks in a row. I was wanting both of them, but just felt a little bit better to grab the other guys. So, oh shoot, Laporta's probably a next pick type of guy. So now I just grab any running back receiver I like. Ooh, woof. It's not pretty, honestly. Just gonna grab Laporta now. Not my favorite pick there, but that's fine. I think I just want to get Laporta. Like, I'm not dying to get Odell. I'm not dying to get Lazard. Lazard's probably a decent PPR play. Dalton Schultz probably an okay PPR play. I feel like Laporta has more upside out of the gate on a better offense, better offensive line, better, maybe not as good target, definitely not as good target competition as Detroit has, but, so. Okay. I like it. I like this team so far. We might be able to snag Everett if he falls back to us on the wrap around again, but I'm not going to hang my hat on that. All right, so that's when this song ends. Okay, let's go to the other one then. Cool. All right, so I think I'm going Mostert here. Ideally, I feel like he's just a solid bet. Out of the gate, he could just be the starting running back on the team. And as the season goes on, he obviously has, he could retain the job. He could just be a mix and match. Like, that team's going to be a committee. And if the committee is split in two, whether like Jeff Wilson's hurt or something like that, or maybe a change isn't part of the puzzle, it's just still going to be extremely valuable. So now is where I just want to bolster up my receiver room, and I just want I don't really care if it's floor or ceiling. I just want to get enough. So I'm going to start loading up on that. Probably going to be a 4 tight end build, and then the rest will be running back and receiver. I think I need to prioritize my tight end and receiver right now, though. Running back feels pretty strong with Bijan anchor, and then it's the same as underdog with 2 running back, 2 running back, 1 running back, 3 receiver, 1 flex, and 1 tight end. So. All right, here we go. I already have Darnell Mooney, or I already DJ Moore, so I don't really want to compound too much there. Yeah, I mean, I'll take a shot on Mingo. He could be the one on the team. I'm kind of getting a little bit spooked off Rondale Moore in terms of like maybe Michael Wilson is playing over him, which would be scary. And Rondale Moore could be really good, I guess, to be fair, but just a little bit different. And I don't know if he's an okay PPR bet, right? But just seems a little bit off to me. Mooney's gone. Yeah, this is pretty fun. Like, it really wraps your brain a little bit because I'm really starting to think a little bit deeper. Just an FYI, I'm gonna do some DraftKings draft as well soon. But yeah, I'll probably do some more underdog down the stretch. I do have a guest planned, and then a few more group streams to come in the coming weeks. And the season is just around the corner, man. I'm getting really excited just to like kind of see how my teams do, and I'm just getting extremely excited. The season's almost here, and I can't wait, man. I really can't wait. I'm extremely excited. So I feel like Curtis Samuel was pretty fun. Gene Reed went, unfortunately. Curtis Samuel's a fun pick. He's like a PPR type of guy. Could get a ton of targets in that Washington offense and could just get some gadget plays. Hyatt is an awesome bet too. I like Hyatt a lot. So here's when I'm just going to start picking on guys that hopefully have a role in their offense. I like Musgrave a ton. I already have Laporta. I like Conklin. I like Henry. And now I'm looking for my tight end picks. Michael Wilson seems like a fun bet. Marshall seems pretty good. Michael Mayer out of the gate. Trey McBride. Deuce Kelly. Seems like it's Dowdle season in Dallas. So I'm going to start getting a little bit more of him. Seems like it could be, who's that looking at? Sherfield. I feel like I don't want to take Sherfield unless I'm on Buffalo stack. But it's an interesting bet. I do take Trey Palmer on a lot of teams too. All right, so let's see. Let's think about this. I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots left. And I have 1 tight end, 6 receivers, and 5 running backs. Probably going to grab at least 1 more running back, maybe 2. And then 3 tight ends, and then 1 receiver. Probably going to go 1, 2, 3. 2 receivers, 1 running back, and 3 tight ends. I mean, I could even go 3 tight end, or go 3 total instead of 3 in my last 6 picks. So we'll see. Roshan went at 168. Kendra is here. Zeke is here. Hyatt's here. Richie James. I think he's like a lock to make the team at this point. It seems pretty evident that's the case. Could be wrong, but it seems like he's like a lock to make the team at this point. Conquo goes off the board here. This is a banger, dude. I love this song. Oof. And the lo-fi mix. I added some new lo-fi songs. Definitely enjoying these. So Hyatt is still there. That's surprising. I'm taking Hyatt. I feel like that's a great bet to make. I feel like I'm gonna miss out on Ferguson, which is unfortunate. but I'm confident with like 4 tight ends, I could probably make it work. So as long as I don't get shut out of like the main guys I really care about, which is a long list. Like I kind of like Hurts is fine. Not really on Gesicki. I'm on Otten. I like Cole Turner a little bit. Smythe is not the end, like the break glass and crisis emergency guy. So like it feels pretty good. We'll see. So Ferguson does go. Unfortunate. I do think he's a good bet. I don't know if he'll be like they have a ton of weapons. So I don't know if the Dallas offense is going to run through Ferguson in the same way they ran through what's his name? It kind of ran through give me Conklin. The same way it ran through Dalton Schultz. Sorry, I was thinking through my thought here, thinking through my spots there. I like Slayton, but I already took a bet on Hyatt. I feel like they're both similar bets. So, I mean, I love Slayton here, and I like Wandale a lot late too, but I feel like you're kind of like hedging against each other. I don't like Slayton and Wandale could both be on the outside, I guess, but I just feel like, or Slayton and Hyatt, sorry. I feel like it's either Slayton Hodgins or it's Hyatt Slayton or it's Hyatt Hodgins, that kind of thing. So it's kind of hard for me to just go out of my way and grab that. So 4 picks left. The question is, I don't know how cute I want to get a tight end, or I just want to like grab 2 and then just grab a running back at the end. I don't know. I guess it just depends how good I feel. Like I got Waddle, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Quentin Johnson, Jonathan Mingo, Curtis Samuel, Hyatt. It doesn't feel like it's enough, but I don't know how much more I'm getting at the end of this draft personally at receiver specifically. So because there's not much like you can feel good about. Like I can make a correlated bet on a Miami guy. Like I said, like Easy or Berrios. Like I think Berrios is probably a fine bet. I mean, Waddle can play the slot. Hill can play in the slot. It's like I don't really know if they're gonna go out of their way to throw him in there. I kind of like Tutu, like late. I think he has a good shot of being the wide receiver 3. I know Puka has a ton of hype, but Tutu might be ahead of him still. I love Puka though. I like his name and everything like that, but it's just I'm not convinced on it at all. I think Taysom's a lot weaker in this format, as you could probably see by his ADP. But let's see, we got Mayer, Likely, Otten, Turner. Ooh, let's grab Kelly. almost lost my cool there. Glad I got Kelly though, because that's probably the best pick I could have made, given my team with the bet on Herbert already. So I got Chargers double stacked with a running back, handcuffed to Eckler, and then I have Miami double stacked as well, quarterback receiver tight end, receiver running back. Seems like Chris Evans is maybe the bet on the Bengals now. I just forget about him too. So I feel like our priors, we should always just adjust to our priors, even if you feel good. Like, oh man, I really think it's going to be Chase Brown. It's like, you got to be willing to be wrong, because that paid off in a big way last year when you pivoted off of taking Chris Evans, believe it or not, funny enough, and then started taking Perine. You benefited a ton. Perine was an absolute smash, and he was going undrafted like a whole year last year. So it does make a big difference. Probably take a tight end here. Do I want to take a shot on Durham Smythe? I mean, I don't really know what upside he really warrants us, so I don't think I'm going to. Definitely grabbing at least one more receiver. Gonna snag up Isaiah Likely now. I think he's a great bet. He could be involved either way, and then obviously if he ever goes if they ever go down. If he ever misses time, Andrews ever misses time, then he's an absolute like smash play. So the question, I feel like I'm great on running back. Tank should have a role. Charbonnet should have a role. Javonte, as he gets healthy, he's gonna be like a starter like all week. I think in between running back, one receiver, one tight end, I think is the smart way to end this, because I barely spent any capital on tight end. I can get enough points out of these 4 guys, hopefully. And then receiver just feels a little bit week to week, because Johnson could start slow. Mingo could just be a bust. Draft like you're right still, but I think I still need a little bit more upside in my receiving room. So I'm gonna add one, maybe two guys. Definitely one. I think it's gonna be 2-2. Trey Palmer is interesting as well. If I had conviction that Sherfield was the 3 on the Bills, like it would just be the easiest pick. I'm tempted to go that route either way. I think I should start taking him more. I love Tutu though. But like either way, like I guess it depends on how strong they're off. I'm gonna grab Sherfield next pick. I'm gonna go ahead and grab Cade Otton now. Wow, someone grabbed Cole Turner. Did they? Yeah, someone good grab Cole Turner. Wow, I like that. I respect that. Okay, so I got my 4 tight ends, and I think I'm like just so many decisions. Like I love Wandale. I like Trey Palmer. Correlation does not matter. I just want to pick a guy that I think has the best chance of like being relevant. And it's hard to say. Like I think Shakir has relevance too, but he doesn't really get. I think Sherfield's getting a lot of buzz, man. Like what's funny is they're gonna play like here in like 30 minutes, and I like wonder if Sherfield's gonna get targeted a bunch. There's no way to know. Berrios makes sense. Berrios makes sense. Trey Palmer just seems like a decent bet late season if Tampa Bay are bad. I already have Otton. I mean, they both could play late in the season. I think Tutu is just a good bet. Like he could even be passed. Tutu could be better than Van Jefferson, and people don't really believe that. I mean, Puka could too, but there's a chance he could just snag this running back 2 role. I don't have conviction over these guys though. Just don't have conviction on them. All right, let me do a quick check here. I mean, they both got 1 target in their 1 drive. I'm gonna go Berrios on this team. Honestly, like I'm probably just gonna be taking Berrios, Easy, and like Chosen Anderson a little bit. Like Chosen Anderson's been like not even like talked about, so I'm kind of worried he might just get cut. But so I'm probably gonna start making bets on Berrios, and so I think I'm like starting to narrow down these like ambiguous situations. Like for Buffalo, I feel like it's either Sherfield. I mean, it's still Sherfield, Shakir, or that didn't really clear that up that much. Miami, I feel like it's narrowed down to a couple people too. The running backs and for the Bengals kind of narrowed down to like Travion or Chris Evans, leaning more towards Chris Evans just because he's healthy. So I think like these situations are getting a little more clear, and I'm just gonna keep like whenever I make it to a team, I'm just gonna tack on Braxton or Eric as we call him. I don't know when I try saying it, but he's got a cool signature on cards if you've ever seen it. Or grab Smythe as a tight end. So I just feel like that's the way to go. And on my Buffalo stacks, I'm going to be grabbing Sherfield. Grab Sherfield a ton down the stretch here. he should still be free unless he grabs like 3 touchdowns today or something ridiculous. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. This is a fun team, fun squad, fun site too. It's a blast, honestly. So, yeah, appreciate everyone hanging out today. I will be back soon, either this weekend or this 8/19 right now. It's August 19th. So I'm either going to be doing some more drafts next week, or this weekend still has a little bit of time left. So we'll see. Definitely more drafts to come, more recordings in the work. Got this draft will go up soon, and then I got another draft coming up soon. So should be a ton of fun.